Back here on Checker Pro Radio. For those of you who did not get Tom's number at Lickety Split, here it is, 904-606-1776. Again, 904-606-1776. If you've just started listening to the program today, you just tuned in, well, congratulations, because you're going to learn all about the water in your home. Tom, welcome back to the show.
Hey, Joe, thanks for having me, buddy.
Yeah, it's great to have you here. I love having a professional such as yourself educating my listeners. It's so important that people understand what's going on in their home. I know at Lickety Split, you guys do all kinds of different things, but I've always said it starts with what's going into the house. So if someone needs a water heater, for instance, well, you guys can handle that. But wouldn't it be nice if before you put the new water heater in, Tom, the water was a better quality water so your customers could have a better experience?
Yes, it would. And, the reason that they're replacing that water heater quite oftenly prematurely is because of the hard water. Those water heaters get filled up with sediment and the minerals that are left over from the water. As it boils off in the bottom, it makes it less efficient. And if we're putting in a tankless water heater, it will even void the manufacturer's warranty.
Tom, I don't think a lot of people think about their water quality, do you? I mean, I think they kind of take it for granted.
Yeah, I know this because of all the, plumbing service calls that we run on a day-to-day basis for, appliances and fixtures in the home that are failing. And, people quite often don't know why they fail. And it's because they have hard water and it's leaving behind scale and the buildup of minerals and deposits on the fixtures and appliances, after the water's gone.
There's no excuse for you to not know where your water stands. Call now to get a free water test, ordinarily $189 from Lickety Split, absolutely free if you're one of the next 6 callers. We started off with 10, Tom, as you know. There's only 6 available now. Call now, 904-606-1776. 904-606-1776. Be one of the next 6 callers to get your water tested. Here's what I love about this. There's no obligation. Tom and his team are going to come out. They're going to test your water, and then they're going to tell you what's going on with it. So every year, Tom, I go to the doctor. See, at my age, it's just a smart thing. I go and I get a checkup, and he runs tests. He looks at my blood. And you know what he said one time when I was in there? And this wasn't from my blood so much, but it was from other tests. He said, your blood pressure's a little high. Oh, what's the recommendation, doctor? Oh, I should do this. So some lifestyle things, and I should be on this medication to keep my blood pressure in check so I don't check out prematurely. When Tom comes out and checks out your water, it's like going to the doctor, right? The doctor's going to say, or Tom's going to say, hey, look, if you do this, your water heater will last longer. Your dishwasher will last longer. Your washing machine will last longer. You won't have spotty glass doors on your shower. Your clothes will last longer by just taking this prescription, which is a new water softener.
Yeah, that's right. And even people on well water, you talked about the clothes. When I was a kid, we lived out in the country and we had well water. And, sometimes the clothes would just be red. The actual water from the ground can have iron in it and actually stain your clothes. And I've seen it ruin clothes, and people spend a lot of good money on their clothes. Not to mention your hair, right? We talked about that earlier, where these impurities in there can actually wash out the watercolor in your hair. So it really can do a lot of damage to your body and inside your body. And of course, all your appliances and things of that nature in your home.
There's a lot of talk today, Tom, about ultra-processed food, where we take good food and we add things to it to extend shelf life and, make it taste better and so forth. This is kind of the opposite. We're taking water, if it's from a well, which is very natural, and just making it better for our consumption all around. However, though, the local government, the municipal water that comes in, they have played with it. They've processed it. Now, in all fairness, they need to. Because if they don't put chlorine in there, for instance, right, then it's possible there could be some outbreak of some bug and people get sick. So they dump all this stuff in there so everyone can kind of have a fair shot. But for those of us who don't want that in our bodies, those chemicals in our bodies, When it comes in our house, we have to filter them out because we don't want to be the filter.
That's right. And because with that, water softener includes the carbon filtration. And the carbon filtration is going to remove any man-made impurities. It's going to remove the chlorine, the chloramine, which basically has ammonia in it. And they use that to, like you said, to disinfect the water. But when you do that, then it leaves a byproduct, right? Which could be trihalomethane or something like that, which is, according to the EPA, is carcinogenic.
Yeah, and we keep hearing about these things. Tom, did you know that today the rate of cancer in Americans is shooting through the roof? If you look back in time, even though the records weren't as good, a couple 100 years ago, people didn't get a lot of these, what they call diseases, as we're getting today. We're getting it from everything, including our water, right? There's air pollution. I believe that there's some food pollution. Some of the ultra-processed foods we eat really aren't as good as the natural foods. But water, come on now. There's no excuse. This is really inexpensive. I'm going to give out Tom's number, 904-606-1776. The reason why I give that out is so you can get your free water test, ordinarily $189. 904-606-1776. If you're listening to this, there's 5 of these offers left. There's no excuse not to have the water tested. Also, for $59 a month, there's no excuse not to have soft water, no smell of the chlorine in your home anymore, and fresh drinking water under your sink. That's all for $59 because that's the offer that Tom brought. Is that correct, Tom? $59 a month.
That's it. That's it. With our special financing, we can get you a payment low as $59 a month. And, I don't know about you, but most homes spend way more than $59 a month on bottled water.
That's true. So there's 12 months, no interest, no payments, and you're getting all this. But on top of that, you're going to be saving money on replacing appliances, from your dishwasher to your water heater to your washing machine. Cleaning, you won't have to clean that glass on your shower doors as much because that hard water, think about this, everybody. If there's hardness in your water, it's not just clean water. There's these little itty bitty particles of hardness in there. And that's what you see on your shower door. So if you're squeegeeing your door every day in your shower, you won't have to. Right, Tom?
Yeah, that's right. Because it's leaving that scale, right? That is the buildup of the minerals after the water is gone, which is what causes all these problems with our water heater, our ice makers, our dishwasher. This is what causes the efficiency of our water heater to degrade. It takes longer to heat the water. Anybody who's running out of hot water and they think the hot water is failing over time, it's like it's taking longer and longer to heat up the water. Well, that's just because it's full of scale. It's full of minerals and stuff in the bottom of it that's, submersed our heating elements.
I like what you say. Don't be the filter. Explain to the listener what that means.
Well, your body is made up of 18% carbon. So if you don't have a carbon filter to remove those impurities, then you're the filter, right? So your body's going to have to deal with all these disinfecting byproducts, right? Which we've said the EPA considers a carcinogen, right? If you don't remove it with a filter, then your body becomes the filter. And then your body has to get rid of these things. Also, those plastic impurities that you're drinking from bottled water.
For all my friends in the Jacksonville, St. Augustine area, hope you're having a great day, and I hope you have a better one when you get your free water test. $189, that's not that bad, actually. The cost of a qualified technician to come out to your house and then do the test itself can be expensive. So that's a good price to begin with, Tom.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, normally we charge that to come out and do a water test. We're going to waive that for a limited time when we come out to test your water. Even if you have a water softener or some type of filter inside your home now, it might not be the right thing. It might not be carbon. It might not be operating properly. So we'll do a test before and after the softener to determine if your existing softener is even working.
Tom, that's a good point. Often people who are listening will say, hey, I bought a house that has this old system in it. They said it was a water softener. I don't know much. I'm just a homeowner. I've got this thing in a utility closet or in the garage or outside. I don't even know if it works. So you guys can come out and take a look at it. Maybe you can get it working, or maybe it needs to be replaced. And honestly, if it is something that someone else installed like 10, 15 years ago, it's time to start over. But the good news is you have a place for it, and it was already meant to be there. So that's a good indication. If someone invested in it already, it means that that house needed it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, at some point somebody did a water test, right? So if you're the second or third homeowner of that house, if you see one of those sitting in your garage or the utility closet, and you haven't even thought about that thing since you've been there, more than likely it's probably not working, right? So we're going to have to come out, test the water, figure out what's going on, and probably have to upgrade that to a more efficient model, and more modern.
Don't be the filter. Get a filter. You're going to get a whole house carbon filter that's built in to your new water softener. Ordinarily $6,995. Not a bad price. I asked Tom to bring a deal. $2,000 off, $4,995. Or just $59 a month. 12 months, no interest, no payments. I said, what else can you do for my listeners? He said, it's important for them to have great drinking water, Joe. I'm like, good. So can you throw in a reverse osmosis under the sink system for their drinking water? He said, sure. Ordinarily $1,795. It's free if you buy the water softener. Okay, so you're getting a free water test, you're getting $2,000 off your water softener, and you're getting a free reverse osmosis for under your sink in your kitchen. $1,795 off, absolutely free. That's just a phenomenal offer. Thank you, Tom. Call now, 904-606-1776. That is the magic number to get a hold of Tom and his team over at Lickety Split. 904-606-1776. There's only 4 of these offers left. We're going to a break. We'll be right back right after this, right here on Checka Pro Radio. Stand by.
Missed part of today's radio show? No problem. Go to checkapro.com to hear the podcast of all our radio program. Checkapro.com.
Checka Pro Joe here. Did you know that our water in the greater Jacksonville and St. Augustine area just isn't up to par? We have hard water and contaminants in our water. If you're not sure about your water quality, now would be a great time to get your free water test from Lickety Split. Ordinarily $189 today, absolutely free. There's a limited amount of these, so you must call now, 904-606-1776. Once again, 904-606-1776. If you think your water is hard, if you're replacing your appliances on a regular basis, if you have that chlorine smell in your water, call now to get your free water test from Lickety Split. Only a few of my listeners are going to get this today here on my radio show. Call now, 904-606-1776. Again, 904-606-1776. Hey everybody, I love what I do. I help you, the homeowner, get connected with pre-qualified home service professionals. And today, talking to Tom Nolan from Lickety Split, and he is helping me and you out with the education about what is coming into your home in those water pipes. Hey, Tom, thanks.
Hey, Joe, thanks for having me, buddy.
Yeah, it's so great to have you here. I like the education part, I mean, we could get on here and say, hey, just call Tom at Lickety Split, and he'll give you a deal on something. But what's nice about what we're doing today is we're really educating, explaining to people what's going on. And the real test to that is when you guys come out and give a free water test to my listeners. Seeing is believing, right? Because when you guys do the test, they can literally see the change in the water right there in front of them.
Yeah, that's right. We do the water test right there in front of you, and we'll know, what your grains of hardness is, any impurities that are in the water, total dissolved solids, things of this nature, so that you know what you're putting into your appliances, what you're putting on your body, and what you're ingesting.
I'm not sure which is more important. Well, actually, I do. I do know what's more important. The water I'm bringing into my body, right? I don't want to be the filter. I'd rather replace my dishwasher every year with poor water than be sick and die young. So it's important for 2 things. I will tell you, a lot of people think more about money than they do their own health. It's just evident in America. But here's the good thing. You can kill two birds with one stone today by calling 904-606-1776. 904-606-1776. Two birds, one stone? Yeah. You can take care of your home and your health. So, Tom, let's dig into it. A free water test is going to determine how hard the water is. Now, the hardness is really bad for your home. It's bad for your water heater. It's bad for your pipes. It's bad for your dishwasher, your washing machine, anything that has water running through it. It's not really good for you, but I'll tell you what's really not good for you. That tap water you're taking in. If you're ingesting the tap water in your home, whether it's well water or city water, it's not good. And you know it's not good because you're buying the bottled water at the store and you're spending a lot of money on it. And there could be plastic floating around in it. When it gets really hot, before it's delivered or it's in a warehouse, it could be over 100 degrees heating up in that thing. Have you ever had a hot bottle of water? Tom, have you gotten into the truck, opened that bottle, and you're like, ugh, this thing's hot?
Yeah, no, that's tough. And, those thousands of bottles of water that are sitting on the shelves are sitting in warehouses, right? So we don't even know where that came from. And here's the other thing, is anybody sitting there actually watching these people fill these bottles up with purified water? No, right? So, hey, why don't we control our own destiny, control our own outcome? Like you said, hey, we can replace the dishwasher. We can replace the water heater. Going to cost you some money, but hey, we can't replace our body. We only got one of them. So let's drink pure water. Let's purify it ourselves in our home, right? And we're including that at no additional charge. We're going to install one of those for you when you get the softener carbon combo, right? And then we're going to come in and install an RO system for you so you and your family can drink clean, purified water, and we don't have to go buy water bottles at the store. I guarantee you, anybody spending that's drinking bottled water is spending more than $60 a month in water right now.
I'll tell you what's good about this. You're going to be saving so much money on your drinking water. You're not even going to pay for the reverse osmosis system at your home under your sink that Tom's going to install. He's going to give that to you absolutely free. Now, if you don't want a water softener, then you're going to have to pay $17.95 for the reverse osmosis. That's fine. Still a great deal. You're going to save a lot of money on your water over time. But why not get it for free and get the whole house carbon filter so all the water in the house starts off good? Actually, I want to talk a little bit about that, Tom, because people might be confused. Well, wait a second. If the whole house has filtration system, why do I need to filter it at the sink? And let me start off, and then you can fill in some blanks here. Because I have this in my home. So I've got the water softener with a built-in carbon filter. So that means every drop of water coming into my home is filtered through the carbon filter. The carbon filter is similar to what you might have in your refrigerator. So if you're good and you replace the carbon filter in your fridge, that is the exact same thing that Tom's going to put in for your whole house. So it's not just your fridge. It's everything, but it doesn't take out all the impurities, something that could make you sick, for instance. That's what an RO system does, reverse osmosis. So if you're going to drink it, it's the reverse osmosis at your sink. Okay, that's easy to control. But everything else coming in is filtered at a high level with the carbon filter. How did I do, Tom?
Yeah, that's it. You got it. So, we got the first stage, which is the carbon filter, which is going to remove any man-made impurities and any disinfecting byproducts that are left over, right, from those chlorine and chloramine. And then we're going to soften the water and get it below 6 grains of hardness. And so we remove all those, different things and minerals that are in the water and left behind. And then we're going to put in that reverse osmosis, which is going to give you purified water that you can actually drink that doesn't have any plastic in it.
Yeah. People have asked me before, can I connect a reverse osmosis water drinking system to my refrigerator? And the answer is probably. But you don't need to do that. All right. The whole house water coming in is going to be filtered by the whole house filtration system.
That's right. So just like those, but the thing about you said about the refrigerator has a carbon filter, it doesn't soften the water. So we still are not protecting our refrigerator itself and the ice maker from all those, minerals that are left behind by hard water. So it does have a carbon filter that takes out the chlorine, but it still leaves all those impurities. But the big thing is it leaves all that hardness and all that scale buildup in the minerals that are left behind after the water leaves.
Yeah, it's really misleading because when you get water or ice out of your refrigerator, it might smell okay. It might not have that smell of chlorine, but it hasn't been softened and it hasn't gone through an RO system. So you can drink the water out of a carbon filter, but it's not going to protect you as much as a reverse osmosis. Hopefully people understand that. And if you don't quite understand, you can always go to Google and Google this stuff. It's all out there. It just makes sense. For those of you who are interested in getting your water tested for free, a $189 value, you can get it absolutely free today. There's only 2 of these offers left as we wind down the program in this last segment. 904-606-1776. Easy phone number, 904-606-1776. Get your water tested for free. If you need and or want a water softener, $2,000 off, only $4,995 or $59 a month, 12 months, no interest and no payments. Tom, thank you so much for offering that to my listeners. And you're going to get a whole house carbon filtration system as part of that, built into your water softener just for you, and a reverse osmosis under sink system. It's your own water plant. It's very efficient. It'll have multi-stage filters in there. They last for a long time, too, and they're not that expensive to replace and relatively easy to replace. But you're not going to pay any money up front for this system. You're doing yourself a favor.
Yeah, that's right. Because, listen, and with this special financing that we have available right now, you don't even have to pay anything down for the next 12 months. And if you wanted a low fixed monthly payment, we could get you down as low as $59 a month. And any money that you save from buying bottled water easily pays for this.
I'll tell you this, too. A lot of people who are thinking, well, I'm going to be putting my house on the market sometime within the next year. I don't know if I want to make this investment. It's going to make your house worth more. Picture this. When someone's looking at a comparable home and they don't have the water treatment plant that you put into your house for next to nothing, you're going to stand apart. And if you market your house well, tell your realtor to put a piece of paper, a sheet, on your kitchen counter that says, we installed this because we care about our house. And so our dishwasher is healthier. Our water heater is healthier. Our washing machine. And it just goes to show, because people don't think about it, right, Tom? They're like, I'm just thinking about how nice the kitchen and bathroom is. And for the guy, is the garage ample? What about the arteries, the veins, the heartbeat of the house? And if you bring that up when you market your house, it'll go for more.
Yeah, that's right. Because anybody that's walking in to buy a new house, older appliances, knows they're going to have to spend a bunch of money on all those appliances, unless potentially if they had, a water softener and carbon filtration system installed, those appliances could last longer, right? And even if you got a brand new water heater sitting there, we could potentially void the warranty on it, especially a tankless, if we do not have soft water running through that appliance.
Absolutely. This is your last chance to get this. Jerry, who is our engineer producer here at the radio show, who monitors the calls coming through the system, says there's only one left, Tom. So people have to call right now. 904-606-1776. That is the phone number. You cannot get this deal anywhere else. It's like those ads you hear, Tom, not available in stores, right? It's not available on your website. You need to get it now. Special offer. Tom only had 10 of these for me because he's a friend of mine. I asked him to bring it to my listeners, and he did. And once again, Tom, thank you. 904-606-1776. 904-606-1776. By the way, if you have heard the show or you missed part of the show and you want to hear the whole thing, you can actually listen to this online, which is great, Tom. Just go to checkapro.com, and that's where we have the radio program for you to listen to as a podcast, so you can listen to it there. 904-606-1776. We're wrapping up the show. Thank you, Tom. I appreciate your time today. Great education.